Bonjour, peeps. Hi, this is Neshi Locott. Welcome to Star Nation's organization's main fan page here at Facebook. And this is the daily live stream regarding the card draw for the energy for the day so that we can have a spiritual conversation about it, right? And to be able to gather as a community, really, to sit and have this chat, and hopefully with a good cup of coffee, a good cup of tea, and to be able to express ourselves, right? So today is September 28th, and it's Friday. And so for those who are have a 9 to 5 kind of job, and today starts your weekend, yeah, enjoy it, right? Enjoy it. Paul and I used to be that way. He still is, actually. Yeah. He works most weekends though, so our weekends could actually be like in the middle of the week, because really, what is it's really just a name and a day, right? So anyway, welcome. I am happy to announce that George, our puppy, he is 10 weeks old this week, and had his second veterinary visit for his second group of shots, and he's very healthy, yay, and he is 20 pounds. Just 3 weeks ago, well, I guess it's more like 4 weeks ago, he was 11.7 something pounds. He's a growing boy. You know what they say about puppies, every time they sleep, right, they grow. So you're going to hear him in the background. He is with me this afternoon. If he's willing, I will bring him up and you guys can see him for your shows. If he's willing, because he's getting kind of big for me to pick up like that. Oh, yeah. Let's see what happens. Come here, Georgie. Everybody wants to say hi to George. Yeah, everybody wants to say hi to my Georgie. Oh, you're a big boy. You're getting to be a big boy. This is George. Yeah, he's my little boy. Yeah, he's growing. He's the best boy though, aren't you? Yeah. We were trying to get pictures taken the other day. I think it was on Tuesday. No, maybe it was Wednesday. It's okay, George. Here. Look what we got. Huh? Look at that. We were trying to get pictures for an article I wrote for the October issue of Star Nations magazine. And my sister-in-law, Heidi, is here visiting her mom, Paul's mom, and she brought her good camera. So we were trying to get some pictures done. Well, we did the best we could. George didn't sit too well for that one. Oh well, they're fun. They're fun. I'm gonna put him down. This is George. We're gonna put him down. I got him a new toy. He outgrew his first Kong, so we got him a new one. So, oh my goodness, we got a couple of things to talk about. We really do. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to like and share the broadcast because I usually do this in the morning, and so I can remind people that we're on this afternoon, and before we actually get started with the card read. So I'm going to go and look for our live stream here. There we are. There's George and I. Make sure my sound is down. Okay, so we're going to like it, and I'm going to share it. And I'm going to share it to my timeline. First of all, if I can get it to go. There we go. Say, hey, friends. I'm live streaming right now. Please join me. There we go. And we'll post that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it with the Star Nations Radio Network and Magazine's closed group, because that's where most of the active community members are at. Hey, George. What? Get down. Good boy. Okay. So I'm saying, hey peeps, I'm live streaming right now. Please join me. George, what? Yeah. All right, that's done. That's good. Good to go. Good to go. Let's see. I brought toys for him. I don't know. He likes to bite my hands better. We're working on that, aren't we, George? Yep, we're working on it. Shh. Okay, inside voice. That's what Aunt Heidi's trying to teach you. Inside voice. So today what we're doing is we're starting a brand new deck. We've gone through a few. We've gone through the Sacred Path cards by Jamie Sams. We did the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, right? And we also did Pathway to Healing and by Dr. Brian Weiss. And George, hang on, I'm going to fix his Kong. We're going to put some treats in there for him. And so we're starting a brand new deck that just came the other day. It is published this year, in fact, probably less than a month ago. And I know. Shh. Okay, down. So this particular deck just came in the mail. Hi, Jackie. Jackie's with us. Just came in the mail the other day. And so I took yesterday off a bit from the live stream because I was producing two shows. And the first show, Spiritual Mysteries of Life with Connie Vaughter, would have been on in the morning, right? And so I would normally do an afternoon live stream like we're doing today. But what I did was I took that time to get acquainted with the new deck, to clear it energetically, to bless it, dedicate it to the light, and connect with it, right? Spend some time with it. And so that's what I did. And this is the new deck. And I have to say that I just on the cover alone, right? Just on the box alone, it's like, wow. What I was looking for in a deck of cards is I wanted a deck that had more updated Native American, indigenous, and I'll say it, pagan, right? Information with it. And as I was scrolling through Amazon, what I found was this deck. And this deck, when I found it, wasn't even published yet. It wasn't released. They didn't release it until just a few days ago. So what happened, I'm going to take off this leash if you'll let me. There we go. So what I did was I ordered it because it kind of jumped out at me on the screen. And so I was really happy when I got it the other day, and it came in the mail. So the title of it is Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards by Kyle Gray. Now, I hadn't even heard about Kyle Gray. I don't know if you guys have or not. Excuse me, but this is the book that comes with it. And as I was reading through the book, good. As I was reading through the book, the last paragraph of the introduction is what kind of settled in me, right? Hi, Anne. Anne's with us. Good to see you in the chat, Anne. Kyle basically says is that the Oracle card deck is an opportunity. It's a bridge. It's a bridge between the worlds and others. It fills that gap, right? And I thought to myself, basically that is the mission, it is the vision of Star Nations, is that we are your bridge between the ancient spiritual information and modern day. And so I thought, this deck could actually be pretty fun to work with. He goes on to say that the angels and ancestors know what you need to know. And through connection and ceremony with the Oracle deck, you can allow them to bring messages that will help you carve your path and live a life that's filled with magic. Filled with magic. And see, I'm going to show you that again. That's just from our last class. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good, right? That's Hogwarts. And so I thought this deck is right down our alley. All right, so the deck has 55 cards in it, 55, and there's some that are called the sacred ones, and there's 30 of those, and they're wise ones, he says, of time gone by. It's incredible souls who are dedicated to passing on ancient wisdom from beyond. They're shamans, medicine people, lay people, warriors, and merchants from all four corners of the earth. And they know what it's like to walk this planet and live off the land. And so from a spiritual perspective, they're able to offer guidance and insight. Okay, so that's the cards that are called the sacred ones. There's 30 of them. And then he has guardians and messengers, and there's 12 of those. And those are spirits who all bring miraculous messages of guidance and healings. He says that they're keepers of the directions and the angels of the elements that protect the magic circle in the shamanic practice. Okay, and then there's warrior symbols. He wrote a book called Light Warrior, Light Warrior, Light Warrior. And he said that from that book is that he received what he calls warrior symbols. And these warrior symbols appear in some of the cards. And he says there's 9 symbol cards, all bringing lessons and indications of growth. The sacred ones of times gone by would watch for omens. And we still do that today, don't we? In fact, I saw an eagle today. Yeah, it's good stuff. And he says that the symbols act as these signs within the deck. And then he has cards for the seasons. And the season cards brings messages that will help you move into the flow of life and can also indicate the timing of a message in a more linear sense. Okay, so which is kind of nice because what we do is we spend a lot of time in the divine timing of things, right? And so in his deck, he's actually giving us some linear information through the season cards. Hey, Julie Hedges is with us. Hey, good to see you here, Julie. And so there's 55 cards in this deck. And so I did go through each card, took a look at it, held it, all 55. And even the design of the box is kind of cool. This is the inside of the box. So he says, I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Isn't that cool? I like it. It's a nice deck. And I have to say the paper, the card stock that they use, it's really nice. From a publishing point of view, it is a really nice set. It's thick. I've got to get something else for that little boy here. All of his toys are underneath my chair. There we go. Okay, so the very first card. Now, as a reminder, every day, usually in the mornings, I meet with my spiritual team, and I give them thanks, right, for helping me as much as they do for as long as they have, and I ask them to show me the energy that's flowing today that's important for us to know about, for the highest good, right? And that can be shared out with others, that can be shared with others, especially through social media. Shh, down, down. He usually sleeps through the shows. Maybe he will. All right, so the very first card that I received today from this deck is called Knight. Night. Knight. Be brave and honest. Be brave and honest. Yeah. And the shh, 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 shh. All right. So the Knight, be brave and honest. This is going to be interesting. I know, Georgie. Ouch. Hang on. You know, I don't know what his problem is today. Maybe it's because he napped. Maybe it's because he took a long nap. He also got a shot today, so that could be it too. So the message is do the right thing. Even if it isn't the easiest option, stand for what you know to be right and true. Right and true. So the night, I have a feeling this isn't going to work very well. Ouch. I don't know. Let's see. Let's give him a little time here. Down. I know. You're having an afternoon. He's having an afternoon. You know, he's still teething. Yeah. Where is George? He's right here. I can hear him. Yeah. You know, he usually sleeps underneath my chair during the shows. But I don't know. It's possible. It's possible he might lie down. You never know. Yeah, Julie's saying, whoa, what a card. Yeah, George has plenty to say. You know, he was actually very talkative too at the vet's office too. Yeah, he's just having a day. We all have one, right? All those sometimes in just part of the day because he slept. Oh, let's see. I think we got home around 11, and he slept through lunch, and so and you know, and I had to wake him up to come up here. So I wake him up from a nap. Maybe that's it. Because I'm not exactly the happiest camper when I'm woken up from a nap. Maybe that's it. Anyway, about the night. You know, the night is when we think about night, we think about knight in shining armor. A lot of people do. It's kind of in the collective or the mass consciousness, right? The mass consciousness. And usually knights are dedicated. They dedicate their lives to the crown, to the royal family, right? Many of the knights, what they do is they dedicate their sword. They lay down their lives for a royal, right? That's their task in life. That's their career. That's what they do. And when we think of knights, we also think of Knights Templar, don't we? Knights Templar. And the Knights Templar, they did so much, didn't they? Holy smokes. Between the sacred symbols, the Masonic temple kind of stuff, the treasures that they had, that they looked for, the quests, and they also were in search of the Holy Grail, right? And if folklore, those stories, if any of them hold any kind of truth, they found the Holy Grail, and they pledged their lives. They pledged their lives to protect it. Now, depending on what you believe the Holy Grail is, you know, that if it's an actual cup, but there is a belief that the Holy Grail was actually the woman, right? That our womb was the Holy Grail. So So I think it depends on what your beliefs are. He says that this card represents the warrior within us. And that his sword and armor show us he's courageous and strong. But if you look closely, you'll see a tear running down his face, showing us his willingness to be vulnerable and his love for what he protects. The tear that runs shows his vulnerability, right? Yeah. And their swords, they were kind of like broadswords because they were huge. They were very, very tall swords. They needed to wield them with both hands because they were so big. Kyle goes on to say that the energy of respect is important right now. You're being encouraged to figure out what is important and what you stand for. If you are in a space where there's opposition, you're being guided to follow through with integrity. Because even if it seems this will slow your progress, your rewards will be much more abundant if we take the time to slow down and to do it the right way, in a good way, not the right way, in a good way, from your heart. And to know what you stand for. And how often have we said to stand in our truth, right? We've been talking about that for at least a couple of weeks. To stand in our truth, you have to know what you believe in. You sift through and discern your belief system. And what do you believe? What is your belief system? To go through what we grew up being told what was true. And then as we gain wisdom, experience, we start using our gifts that we came in with, and we start to decide for ourselves what is a belief, right? And what is a belief? It's a thought that is repetitive. I know he's really talkative. He said that this card also brings justice. That if you're longing for justice, please know that the universal energies are working to bring everything back into order, that you don't need to force anything, that you're feeling the need to defend your spiritual path at this time. Back down and let it protect you. Now, isn't that interesting? Is to back down, especially if you're trying to explain your beliefs and your spiritual path to somebody, is that you don't have to get their permission. You don't even have to have them agree with you. And what the card is telling us is that we can back down and allow our path, our spiritual path, to protect us, right? I like that. So, the energy for today is really about our integrity and how we stand in our truth. How we, I don't know what he's doing over there. I don't know. He's got something. Is to allow what our spiritual path is, our gifts, what we came here to do, that will protect us. That speaks for us, because when we stand with our gifts, that's what we reflect, because our soul is shining through then, right? Our soul. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Jackie is saying, I'm going to love this deck. I need to go buy it. I know. That's exactly what I did. Because you know what I like about the deck, Jackie, is that it takes the medicine from many different perspectives, and brings it into modern day. And if you'll notice, there's also ancient. Some of the cards actually have like the flower of life, sacred geometry in them, light language, and so yeah. I'm going to tell you about the artist too in just a second. The card the essence of the card, the spirit of the card, I believe is sharing with us this afternoon today, is that when we stand in our truth, when we are brave and honest about our gifts and our spiritual path, there's nothing that we have to have someone else agree with or approve of or anything like that. We can stand in it, right? As the Knights Templar, as the knight in shining armor, right? Yeah. All right. I want to tell you a little bit about the artist because I think the artwork on these cards are gorgeous. The artist is Lily Moses. She's an artist whose work is inspired by the beauty of life that is within all things, seen and unseen. Working mainly with acrylics, pencils, and gold leaf, each piece foretells a story of an alchemical process that is relevant for our current times by using symbols and archetypes of both myth and legend. She was born in New Zealand and moved to Australia at the age of 12. She resides in Queensland, Australia, working full-time as an artist. That's good. Yeah. All right, so a little bit about the author, because he is actually from Scotland. Kyle Gray. So it says it has had spiritual encounters from an early age when he was just 4 years old. How many of us have done that, right? And his grandmother's soul visited him from the other side. Growing up, Kyle always had an ability to hear, feel, and see what goes on beyond the natural senses, which eventually led him to discover the power and love of angels in his teens. Now, Kyle is one of the most hip and sought after experts in his field. With his unique ability to stay grounded and keep it real, he reintroduces the angels and spirituality in an accessible way to a modern audience and makes ancient spiritual knowledge relevant to today's readers. Now, that's right down our path, I think. He says that he speaks all around the world and talks to the UK and Europe and has been known to sell out. He's based in Glasgow, Scotland, and is the author of 6 books and 3 card decks. And we have his latest one. And he comes to us here in the States through Hay House. So this is about be brave and be honest. Be brave and be honest. Do you want to come back up here? I don't know. You didn't do too well the last time. Come here. Come on. You want to say goodbye to everybody? Come here. Up we go. Up we go. All right. Here's George again. George. Here. Here. There we go. Yeah. So, George needs me. And so we're going to end a little early, I know, but I need to attend to him. I don't know what he wants. He and I need to have a conversation. See what happens, okay? So enjoy the rest of your day. And remember that anything that resonated with you, embrace. See how it unfolds for you today. Unfolds for you today. And here, I'm going to put you down. Here we go. There we go. Unfolds for you today, in that you can be a witness or a direct participant, right? And if it didn't resonate with you, didn't resonate with you, that's okay. Just let it lie. Maybe share it with a friend. Send them the link to the recorded live stream. Oh, those baby teeth hurt. And you know what? We're gonna be back tomorrow. We're gonna do this at 2:00 again because George and I have some stuff to do in the morning. So, so we'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. right here. Okay. Thanks for being so patient with George and me today. All right. Bama Mina, until we see each other again. I love you guys.